And welcome back to The Angry Teacher. This is Richard Williams, The Angry Teacher, and today I'm going to give you 5 types of questions teachers can use to have kids probe and go deeper. Hang around. We're going to learn today. Through thoughtful questioning, teachers can get kids to do so much. They can get them to be creative. They can get them to get factual information. They can help them to connect ideas. They can be creative. They can delve deeper into a topic or into the content and have them analyze, be more critical in their thought processes. It encourages them to make inferences, take things to the next level. It can also get them to bond and get together. So questioning is important. It's not just asking the basics of the Bloom's taxonomy and leaving it there. You have to kick it up a notch. Also, there are a lot of things that teachers don't remember that, you can have things that come on the spur of the moment. I call mine random questioning. Like while I'm teaching, there's like teachable moments that can come up and you question them, you probe. You had 2 questions in your lesson plan, but then while the lesson's going on, you come up with some other ones. And I'm going to give you like 5 different types of break down the types of questioning. So make sure that you guys use all 5 at some point, but we'll figure it out, okay? Hang around. Factual questioning. This is like the obvious, straightforward. You're delving into something, not even delving, you're just getting answers, the right there in your face, plain and straightforward answer. For example, what is Shakespeare's play about a prince of Denmark? They have no other place to go but to get the right answer because there is that play. That is the name Hamlet, By all means, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and ring the notification bell for the next Angry Teacher dope video. Convergent questioning or questions. These answers are within a, you're looking for answers that are within a finite, acceptable range of accuracy. For example, for the same play, what were some of the reasons why Ophelia went mad? Now, they can come up with, they can find ideas somewhere all over the play, but there are only so much. There's just so far they can go. And these are convergent because, even though it's going a little bit deeper than the factual, they have to go and find it, but they can't go too far. They can't get too creative. They can't divergent questions or questioning. These allow students to kind of take it a little bit further. It allows them a little bit of leniency to kind of think and explore ideas. For example, what would happen had Hamlet not wanted revenge? Or what would have happened if Ophelia and Hamlet had actually gotten together? That they'll have to go to the text to get the factual answer. They'll have to go to the text to get some convergent answers. But at this point, the divergent, they can be a little bit more creative. They can explore and come up with their own ideas. And the what if scenarios or do you think, they can kind of get away with their infusion of answers in this set of questioning or questions. This is when it requires a little bit of cognitive and emotional judgment on their part. They have to actually think about what is being asked and come up with what's being referred to in the text and come up with something that's really sophisticated. For example, what is the difference, or what are the differences between Hamlet and the character in the short story we just read? Should all kings be treated with blah 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 or whatever? It's something that they have to kind of compare, contrast, or they have to sophisticate their answers. They have to think a little bit deeper, drawing answers from all over and drawing answers from things that make sense, and then they have to type. You can have a combination of. it can be you're synthesizing your answer, but it's based on facts. It's based on what other people have said in the class. It's based on what the information the teacher just gave me. It's based on what's in the text. I'm putting this all together to come up with my own. So you can have a combination of two. You can have factual in the first part of the lesson, just to see if they're spot check to see if they're understanding, and then you can add some other ones in there. So it's not just one thing per day or one thing per lesson, but as the lesson progresses, and even, you know, the factual, even though it's the beginning, is the first, is the most banal line of questioning. When you get to further in the lesson, just to make sure people are paying attention, make sure people are understanding what they're going on, ask them what the main idea is. Ask them what's happening. Ask them who's this person versus that person, just to see if they're getting it, all right? So those are the 5 types of questions that teachers can ask or should ask to get their kids to delve deeper, to get their kids to understand content, to get their kids to learn. Hang around, the Teacher's Lounge is up next. I got 2 tips for you. Tip 1. Now, you know that I've said it before in so many videos, and it should become a habit to you by now, but when you teach, you're planning with the end in mind. So when you're coming up with a lesson and you're at the board or you're online and you're teaching and you're getting into it, make sure that you're thinking about what you want them to answer at the end. What do you want them to produce at the end? So you're thinking about the question, you're thinking about the exam that they're getting. So you ask questions that will pander to that exam. For example, don't ask them something that's abstract just to see if they're paying attention, but ask them something further down the line that will prompt them to remember that on the exam. Wait a minute, that was when she asked me this. I remember. For example, if you're going to be asking them about how the arm works in biology, then some of your questions, you're going to move on from what part of the body is the arm, or where is the arm, and then you're going to move on to something like the functionality of it. And then by the end of the lesson, they should be able to connect the lesson with the exam, because you've already asked them questions from the exam, if you will. You know, so it helps them remember, it helps them to pay attention for the next exam, because they know that everything she does in the lesson will be on that exam. I've heard kids all the time say that he always asks questions that they're not on the exam. Oh, we studied all of this and it wasn't there, because that teacher didn't plan with the end in mind. All right. So, if you plan with the end in mind, then your lessons won't go everywhere, because you have a focus too. It's not just for the kids. You know exactly where you're going or where you need to get to, and the kids will follow, because they know that every test or every exam or every project or every writing assignment is based on what we've just done, or what we've done 2 weeks ago, or whenever, because there is a clear line or demarcation of where we want to go with our lesson. All right, plan with the end in mind. Tip 2, if it's too much to try to remember all of this while you're teaching and you're dealing with Johnny's issue and Keisha's on her phone and you're doing all of this, how about you just put it in a handout? Put it in the lesson. Let while you're teaching, they know that they have an activity coming up after your lesson. So make sure those questions, those types of questions, your combination combo, if you will, of factual. Then you have the divergent, you have the convergent questions all on a handout, or on the project that they're working on, or the class assignment. Make sure that it's in there so that you don't forget anything, because you're so caught up doing paperwork. Somebody comes at the door and you have to do something. Your administrator just walked in, so you're nervous and you're doing all this other stuff and you forget to ask a question, and then, you know, the test is already made. How do I make sure that I've covered this? Put it on the assignment before they get to the next level. All right, put it in their homework, put it on their assignment, and then you'll cover all your bases, so you know that they're still getting the questioning that they should be getting. All right, those are my tips. Thanks for coming to class today. Just go out there and be great. Hey, let's just go out there and teach.